looking like, why you always dragging me into your shit? Damn.
Kiara loves TV. Yes, I made a theme song so that I can talk about all my favorite shows. Oh yeah. And this is just your disclaimer that this is not me talking about any of the actors themselves, but more so their characters. Please do not attack me in the comments. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, even those who disagree with me. But let's keep it friendly. All right, let's get started with the show. If you have not had a chance, please check out the last video in this installment that is on my channel. Also at the end, what am I saying? Why does this part always trip me up? If you have not had a chance, please check out the last video that's in this installment that's on my channel. And there's like a little, if you look over here to the right, I guess I should be looking here. There is a button. I'm pretty sure I still wasn't looking in the right direction, but there's a little button thing where you can watch the playlist. There is a whole playlist of these videos so that you can watch them in order. I don't know why this part always gives me anxiety. Like, why? It's a simple sentence. I need to write it down. Yeah.
Others managed to forget about the day entirely. Again.
So Paul said that Zachary killed...
Ooh, we got Gabrielle with a new hairstyle. I think she's always had bangs, but they're more like they're curled in the front. In general, I love her hair. I eat stuff like this up. When like you have situations that just start coming together and like people that know each other that you didn't know were connected. I love stuff like that. Like, oh my goodness. I love a good mystery, I think. I think that's what it is. Like, I don't like to say that though, because it sounds like I love mystery. But it's like, I do. I love mystery. I think I do. Okay, sorry. Felicia Tillman shows up. She's Martha Hoover's sister, in case you've forgotten. So Felicia Tillman shows up and she's talking to Paul because some flowers from Mary Alice got delivered to her house by mistake. She goes over there and she's like, yeah, here's the flowers, blah, blah, blah. And as they're standing there talking, she sees a picture of Mary Alice behind him. And she says, oh, that's Angela. And he's like, no, that's Mary Alice. She's never been to Utah, whatever. And so he gets very like, you can tell something is going on with that because he starts kind of inching his body in front of the picture so that it's taking like the focus off of it. But she's like, I know that she's thinking to herself like, no, that's definitely someone I know. That's definitely Angela. So now we know there's a connection between them beyond just the fact that Paul has unalived Martha.
You are so fired. No kidding.
But I'm like, as much as she's around the house, doesn't she know that she was messing around with John? What would stop her from just blabbing and telling Carlos about the affair? I mean, even like, or maybe she doesn't know. I don't know.
Oh, I love kids. Can't wait to have my own someday.
At the beginning of the episode, Lynette's kids give her a flower pot that they've decorated or whatever, and then she finds out that actually it originally belonged to Mrs. McCluskey, and they tried to give it to her. Mrs. McCluskey comes over, and she takes the flower pot, and as a punishment, she threatens to spank them, but then she says she's not going to do it, if they decide to write a letter to Mrs. McCluskey apologizing, for the incident, blah, 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 and swear to never do it again. And I know that can be such a touchy subject, but I'm just really not a fan of physical punishments. Just not. Even though she didn't do it, it's just like, I don't even like the threatening to do it. Yeah.
You'd settle for that? A life filled with repression and denial?
Don't forget the dinner parties.
So, Bree has made the choice to forgive Rex and go back to being a couple, which... Bree, I love you dearly, but I'm gonna need you to stand up. So she decides to make peace with it and get back with him, but she still feels like there's something that he's hiding about, why he had the affair in the first place. And Dr. Goldfine knows about it, but he obviously can't disclose that information because, it's doctor-patient confidentiality. And why is my mind going blank on that? But anyway, so he can't tell her the intimate details of it, but she's just chosen to disassociate, basically. I mean, 'cause that's the only way you're gonna get through it. And try to move on with their lives and I think that she just has this desperation Desperate Housewives, to live this perfect life, even if it has some dark secret underneath. She doesn't care because it's just like, it's like an ego thing, I think. Like, she doesn't want to feel defeated or like she couldn't keep a man, you know? I think a lot of women go through that, but then it's like the thought of being humiliated just kind of takes over and it paralyzes them.
Don't forget the dinner parties.
You've heard gigs you come in. A lot of fun things.
That should have been illegal. Mrs. McCluskey comes over and she accuses the boys of stealing her wall clock that her son made for her. And Lynette is defending them like, no, they couldn't have done that. You know, they already apologized, blah, blah, blah. Mrs. McCluskey's like, yeah, they wrote a note and that ain't enough, boo.
I'm sorry, Rex.
You're sorry?
Well,
What the hell did your mother do to you?
what?
Come on, this just reeks of unresolved childhood trauma. This has nothing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know why that's cracking me up so bad. Like, it's just funny. It's not, I would never kink shame anybody, but it's just hilarious.
Nothing to do with my mother, Bree. This is
My husband likes to wear metal clamps around his nipples. Hooray!
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. Nah, 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 come on, come on, come on. I like it, come on, come on. That's how he should, I think he would like that song. Okay.
Hurting you? You actually want me to hurt you?
so I can feel pleasure, yes.
Period.
Was it good for you too?
S S S N M M M S S S S. Let's be clear, I'm only laughing. I don't find the, you know, like, listen, I ain't gonna get into all that, but I'm just saying I don't judge when it comes to stuff like that at all. What I'm laughing at is just the fact that, like, he cheated and now he's trying to have this like vulnerable, I don't know, it's just cracking me up.
Oh, I can't have another baby.
Susan shouldn't have been so worried. Children were the last thing on Mike's mind.
My, how the time changed. You still talking my babies and I'm still taking a plan B. I can't see it. Oh, but no, seriously. Yeah, Mike ain't worried about no babies. He worried about trying to find out what's going on with Deirdre. Mike breaks into this guy's house trying to find answers about Deirdre. And when he gets deeper into the house, the guy is standing there with a gun and he shoots him. So now he's driving with a gunshot wound.
Please.
Okay, Lynette, let's not get crazy.
Even though it was Mrs. McCluskey
The net looking like, okay, bitch, it's on.
declared war, it was proved to be messy for everyone involved.
He looking like, why you always dragging me into your shit? Damn, 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 damn. Me if I was a model.
And you wouldn't even chip in for Hazel's birthday cake.
I just met the woman today.
That didn't stop you from having a piece. You're fired, princess.
Lynette and Tom go out to the boys' playhouse. Well, Tom was out there first, and he calls Lynette out there. And lets her know that she needs to look in there because it is like so much crap that's in there that they've stolen. I knew they stole it. I mean, that was obvious. I knew they stole it. But I'm saying, like, dang, they stole a lot of stuff. Why does her face look like AI? Why does her face look like it was just like they cut a little piece of her face from like an old photo and then they just taped it on top? I don't know if that's what they did, but I mean, look at the chin area right here. Like, it looks discombobulated. Like, this side looks shorter almost than this. It looks like it's going like this. Am I tweaking? I don't know why. Gabrielle kind of gives me like Capricorn energy. I don't like that she's obviously being, you know, rude to her. I just love what she had to say about, like, even when it looks like I'm down, I'm not. Like, think again, you know? That will take you very far. When you can recognize that no matter what you go through, you're still going to come out on top. I love that mentality, and that is going to take you far when you think like that.
As if I walk any faster, it'll be Happy Valentine's Day for everyone.
She looks amazing.
Excuse me.
Oh, hurry. sorry. Is everyone okay? Thank you.
This is typical Susan. But also me. I ain't even get. So when Mike went to help catch the lady, I think the lady was gonna fall, and the way she grabbed him or something, I didn't really see, but it reopened that gunshot wound, so he's sitting there bleeding. You better get up. I don't know how many pints of blood you can lose before you start to get woozy. But with a gunshot wound, I think it's leaking pretty quick, so you're losing a lot quickly. This is gonna sound a little TMI, but listen. This is my channel. You ever had to, and I'm gonna try to be as classy about this as possible, but I know I'm gonna fail. You ever like been around a bunch of people and you had to go number 2? and you start to notice like everybody around you is just acting normal and they're just being like do. And all you can think in your head is, if I don't get to a bathroom immediately, and then you start sweating because you don't want to have that awkward moment. Maybe this is just me, but like you don't want to have that awkward moment of being like, I gotta go, but you really need to go. And you don't like you're enjoying the company, but you're like thinking to yourself, oh my God, I got to go to the bathroom. Or like when you be out with people and it's like, there's no bathroom in sight. That's another one. Like, and you just be thinking like, if I don't go soon, this ain't gonna be good for nobody. I remember one time I had to go pee. One time I had to go pee and I was in the car with my mom and she was driving, and for whatever reason I had to pee at the wrong time. And it's like I had been waiting so long already. I don't even remember why I was waiting. I think it was because like we were busy and like we couldn't stop, or it was something that was going on. Anyway, the point is I had to use the restroom so bad, and like by the time I spoke up and was like, listen, you got to like pull over, I have to go to the bathroom, I remember like we kept passing exit after exit. We were on the highway, it was exit after exit, and I could not go to the bathroom. I thought about this the other day and I was like, yo, that was crazy. Like, it was to the point I almost peed on myself because I had to go. And it was just like, you just had to be there. You just had to be there to know why it was so funny. But like, it was just like exit after exit just kept passing. And I kept looking. It was like 6 exits before there was a actual bathroom. That's what this reminded me of.
I mean, I understand why you would.
How long has he been sitting there? By the way, Tom gets Lynette to agree to apologize to Miss McCluskey now that they found out that she was actually right about the boys taking her stuff.
I gotta go.
You gotta go? I hate to break it to you, but I don't think you're gonna make it.
Always cave.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna make it. He had been sitting there too long. Now, had he tried that mess when it first opened back up, he might have made it.
So there's nothing to be afraid of. I mean,
he's like a kid in a candy store. He's like, oh my gosh, finally. It's like, it's like when you go over your cousin's house and they show you all their games and their toys and their stuff. Like, that's how he's acting.
I've been using Philadelphia.
Why would you tell her the word that you're using with another woman? Like, just...
You pick a control word.
How about Jack? That wouldn't work for you?
How about Palestine?
Boise will be just fine. You just have to trust me.
For cheating on me, I probably would have handcuffed him to the bed and left him there. He's really bold to trust her.
Do you mind if I ran these through the dishwasher once?
Sure, but I'm not stupid enough to walk away from you.
Oh, it's hard to walk away when you hear stuff like that. Logic. That's the kind of stupid stuff that men say that'll get you pregnant. And she's thinking to herself, yeah, I shouldn't be so understanding. That's my problem. So Mike, at dinner, his gunshot wound starts leaking, and he comes up with a story that he's the one that shot himself. It was a self-inflicted gun wound because he was cleaning something or something. Anyway, so Susan, obviously overhears. The doctors come out after they were done talking to him, and they were like, there's no way that was a self-inflicted gun wound. And so then that automatically sets her radars off. So now I think that she's just at a point where she's wondering again how much she should be trusting Mike. But it's like, if she had just asked him, remember that time where he was like, anything you want to know, I'm just going to tell you? If she had just asked him in that moment instead of making out with him, you kind of would know what's going on. Like, you would know, you know, like at that moment, I think he was really ready to tell her the truth about everything. And she didn't ask. So at this point, is he still lying? I mean, obviously anyone would want to know this information, that he has all this secret stuff going on. But I'm saying, like, is it really lying at this point? Because he did give her an opportunity to find out the truth. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I saw a little boy not that long ago who was like on his front lawn playing with his like playhouse set or whatever, and he looked just like one of the Scavo boys. I think he looked like Parker. This is Parker, by the way, for those of you who don't know.
How old do you think?
150.
Now, why would you ask that? Like, kids are so foul, man. They don't care, and they don't really be understanding that like what they say holds any weight. Like, I always say this, I think they understand what they're saying, but they don't understand the impact of what they're saying. I just want to say that I thought this was a really, really sweet moment between Mrs. McCluskey and the boys, and I think that ultimately, like, the clock obviously meant a lot to her because her son passed away. Her trope is like the mean old neighbor that's like actually not so mean and actually has like a heart and all that, and I love stuff like that. So that wraps up the episode. One of my favorite things about them introducing Mrs. McCluskey in this episode is just also that the fact that every time I see her, I think of her as Maddie's grandmother in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which I know that's not like that's not her most famous role, but that's what I always think of. So at the end, Lynette reveals that one of the things she found that the boy stole was a bracelet or watch, I think, that said Martha Hoover on it, and it did definitely have a little bit of blood on it, and it was in Mike's garage. Obviously, we know that's because Paul planted it there, and also Felicia Tillman is obviously going to start trying to dig deeper into what happened with Mary Alice and like why her name is not Angela as she knew her. We're getting closer and closer and closer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.